In this training, I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 steps that anyone can take to master the art of making money. And yes, making money is an art that you can master, but you got to know these 4 steps. You absolutely want to listen to step number 4. I mean, all the steps are incredibly important, but step number 4 is the easiest, most simplest way ever to generate wealth. But the problem is that most people stay stuck at level 1 or level 2, and that's all they know. And the reason why most people stay stuck at the first 2 levels is because most people don't know anything about money. Most people were raised by parents who didn't know anything about money. Most people, myself included, right? We went to school. We didn't learn anything about money in school. We didn't learn anything about taxes in school. We didn't learn anything about balancing a checkbook or how credit works in school or from our parents, right? You just kind of have to get thrown out to the wolves of life and hopefully you'll figure it out, right? And for whatever reason, most people get locked in at step number 1, step number 2, which by the way, are the worst, they're the hardest, and they're the slowest way to make money. You want to level up to level 3 and 4. I'm going to share it all here with you in just a moment. But guys, the punchline is this. There are literally only 4 ways to make money on this planet, and every single person, 100% of people on this planet make money in one of these 4 ways, or some of them do multiple ways, right? But there's only 4 ways to do it. And if you're ready to know what these 4 ways are so that you can now begin to learn the mastery side of making money, drop some fire emojis in the comments and come with me here to the board. Let's get into it, okay? So I like to think of making money almost like a pyramid of skills that you must climb, that you must master, okay? And here's the deal, okay? Every level, actually, let me do the green here, okay? Every level that you begin to master has the potential to make much more money than the last level, okay? And so obviously down here, where's my little laser? There we go. Down here, like I said, in fact, I'm going to put the cap here because this is where most people, that's where they stop, okay? But here's the thing. Most people, especially here in America, okay, they get trapped underneath level 1 and level 2. And the reason why it's so hard to make money is because they don't know how to access the higher levels of making money because no one ever taught them. But thankfully for you, you are here on the training and your boy, Uncle Ricky P, is going to let you in on the insights here, okay? So what are these levels to making money? Again, the lower level, the lower the money, okay? The higher you go, the higher you master, the more money you can make. So let's talk about it, guys. What's the first level of making money? This is the level that I like to call the muscles, okay? What is the muscle level? Here's the thing. This is where most people, okay, most people stay stuck even here at the first level. It's level number 1, and it's to use your muscles to make money. In other words, you are using your effort, you're using your time, and the problem with only using your quote unquote muscles is you are using something limited like your effort and your time to make money. Like think about this, like if you want to make a bunch of money, okay? And hopefully you do have the desire to make more money than you are making right now because, you know, one of the most selfish things that people say is like, oh, I don't want to make a bunch of money. I'm not that greedy. I'm not that selfish. I just want to be comfortable enough for me and mine. And hopefully we can just, you know, float off and be comfortable. The problem with making only enough for you and yours and just being comfortable enough is that if you're only concerned about you and yours, how are you going to take care of anybody else? Right? And this is why most people stay broke. Most people stay in scarcity because they don't have a vision that's bigger than their own problems. That's why, like, you know, bums who are living on the park bench, or, you know, people who live from paycheck to paycheck, living in scarcity, right? Like they're always trying to like, oh, I hope we can pay the bills this month and hopefully the car doesn't break down because if it does, we don't know what we're going to do. Like people who are at this bottom level of the money making mastery pyramid, okay, They're only focused on their own needs. And I'm telling you this, the higher up you go on this journey, okay, of mastery, the more your focus changes from focusing on myself and my own needs to now you start focusing on other people and solving their problems. And here's what I've learned about money. When you can change your focus from focusing all about me and mine and how are we going to do it and I'm just trying to get mine and hopefully we can pay our bills. When you switch from the scarcity mentality to the abundance mentality, which is how can I serve and solve other people's problems for them, you begin to tap into the higher levels. And I'm going to get to that here in a second. But okay, so this idea of like, I desire to make more money. Well, it's going to be super, super hard if you're only doing it on the first level, right? And you haven't mastered money very much here on this level because your time is connected to your dollar. Okay, your effort, right? Your muscles are connected to your dollar. Think about this, okay? If you have the desire to create more money and build more wealth for you and your family, but you're only doing it on the first level here, guess what? It's going to be extremely super hard to do it with your muscles, with your effort and your time, because time is limited. Your effort is limited. My effort is limited. My time is limited. Think about this, okay? People who make whatever, 2 times as much money than you, 10 times as much money than you, 50 times more money than you, 100 times more money than you, because there are plenty of people out there who are making 100 times more than what you make right now. Are they working 100 times harder than you? Like, is it hard work? Is hard work the secret to getting rich? Is hard work alone the secret to building wealth? The answer is no, because the punchline is this, okay? When you connect your earning potential to something that is limited, like your effort, or in this case, your muscles and your time, okay? If your earning potential is connected to something limited, then guess what else is going to be limited? Your earning potential, right? This is why so many people, they stay stuck and they stay in the broke-minded, scarcity-minded place of life. Like how, people who make a bunch of money quick, they're scammers, right? There's no way. Why are they thinking like that? Because the only lens that they can see making money through is the lens of the lowest level of making money, and that's with your muscles, right? They think, well, to make a bunch of money, it's going to take a ton of work and a ton of time, and if they didn't make money with their time and with their effort, then they're scammers, right? And so therefore, because I don't know how to make money at a higher level, then anyone who does it at a higher level than me, they're scammers, right? And that's why so many people stay broke, they stay in scarcity. But here's what I don't want for you. I don't want you to stay broke. I don't want you to stay in scarcity. I want you to think bigger than just like, hey, I want to make more money, so I have to pick up an extra shift. I have to work some overtime. Like, as long as your earning potential is connected to something limited, like your time and your effort or your muscles, your earning potential will be limited, okay? So do yourself a favor and don't stay stuck here at just like getting a job, right? What is a job? A JOB, in my opinion, stands for just over broke, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you get paid $50 an hour or $100 an hour. And some of you watching like $100 an hour, that'd be amazing. Think about it. Like $100 an hour, even though like that might be more than what you're making right now, it's still not the highest level, because if you're getting paid for your time and for your effort, you're still at the bottom level, right? How are these people who are making 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 1,000 times more money than you, how are they doing it? They're doing it with a different system, okay? If you're getting value, drop some fire emojis in the comments. And if you're ready for the second level of mastery, drop a 2 in the comments and come with me back here to the board.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the training. I wanted to take a few moments real quick to invite you to join me for my upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge, okay? This is a 5-day live virtual event where I invite entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs just like you to come spend 5 days with me and get live training on the 5 moves that anyone can take in order to scale and skyrocket their business and their revenue. Now, the best way to join is as a VIP because VIPs get to spend an extra hour with me every single day and ask your questions live. My most successful students have all been VIPs. That's the best way to join. Listen, you don't want to miss the upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge. It's completely live. It's coming up right around the corner. Click the link down below in the description. Grab your ticket today. Now back to the training.
So the first level where people get stuck, okay, they get stuck on the muscles level. Now this is the level, this is the level, let me change the thickness here so I don't mess myself up. This is the level right here where a lot of Americans, they think they're doing a good job, okay, but they get stuck at this level too, and guess what this level is? Come on, there we go. Management, okay? Now, yes, is it better to be in a management position than it is to be as in a worker position? Well, obviously, yes, right? Because a manager is somebody who is now managing all of the workers. But guess what? Management is still on the lower level of the money-making mastery pyramid, okay? Management, though it is better than just like, I'm going to use my effort, because on a management level, now you're getting paid a little bit more for your time. You're getting paid a little bit more for your effort. But guess what? You are still having your time connected to your dollar for most managers. And even if somehow or another, you're like, well, I'm on salary. Cool. Like, you're still capped. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I make 6 figures. Okay, 6 figures today in America is now considered like middle class in America. Like $100,000 a year here in America is now middle class. Inflation isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, and it's very, very common knowledge now that $100,000 today in 2024, when I'm recording this training for you, okay, $100,000 is equivalent to like $50,000 back in the 80s. Like you're literally just over broke. You still have a job, J-O-B, just over broke, even though you're a manager. So yes, you're doing better than like, I have to, slave with my muscles and slave with my time, and I'm a slave to the 9 to 5. You're doing a little bit better because you're getting paid a little bit more. And yes, it is a higher level of money-making mastery. But guys, I'm telling you, the reason why I said most people stay stuck at level 1 and level 2, think about it. Like these levels right here, why in the world do most Americans stay stuck at these bottom 2 levels? Because guess what? We have been brainwashed to stay stuck at the bottom 2 levels through, I call it the cultural hypnotic societal mechanism, AKA the school system, AKA the governmental system that puts us into schools or child prisons, whatever you want to call them, right? And so the punchline is this: when you go to school, here's the strategy that society tells us that we need to follow in order to, be successful, but really it keeps us at the bottom 2 levels of making money. And the strategy is this: go to school, go to college, get a job, right? Climb the corporate ladder, work extremely hard, work for 40 or 50 years in the workforce, right? Pay taxes. And by the way, employees pay way higher percentage of taxes than entrepreneurs. That's another training for another day. Okay, so we want you to go to school, go to college, get a job, give 40 to 50 years of your life to the workforce, so that way you could be like the highest tax percentage person in all of society. Employees are the highest taxed, okay? And then if you work extremely hard, somehow save, somehow can beat inflation, somehow trade so much time and so much effort for a little bit of dollars, maybe one day whenever you're like old and gray, 60, 70, 80 years old at the, latter part of your life, maybe then you might be able to quote unquote retire and enjoy the good old days, right? And just enjoy your last few years. I don't know about you, but I think what is a bigger scam? Remember I was talking earlier about like people with broke-minded, scarcity-minded perspectives, like anyone who makes money quick, they're scammers. You know what a bigger scam is? For you to be grown and broke, that's the biggest scam possible. Like, congratulations, you're grown and broke. Like, I got here way too late to try to scam you because you're already scammed. You're grown and you're broke. So the biggest scam that I believe society keeps us in is this idea that you need to go to school, go to college, get a job, give 40 to 50 years of your life, be the highest tax person in America, right? The employee workforce, okay? And then, hopefully one day whenever you're down the road and you're old, maybe you can enjoy the last 10 or 15 years of your life, maybe if inflation didn't just eat everything up. Right? That's what is keeping Americans, that's what is keeping most people on the bottom 2 levels of money-making mastery, okay? Like, think about it. Who are the hardest workers in all of the workforce? Like, I traveled a lot for about 25 years, 79 different nations, stayed in a lot of hotels. My wife and I have been all over the world many, many, many times over. Guess who the hardest workers are in the hotels? It is the maids, right? It's the housekeepers. It's like, who are the hardest workers in a restaurant? Probably the dishwasher / kitchen mopper, right? Like, always in every organization, the hardest workers are usually the ones at the low end of the totem pole when it comes to making money. Right? Like, think about this. This is insane. Like, the person at the hotel who is a manager, they actually work less hard than the person who is like in there cleaning rooms for 8 to 10 hours a day. The manager is just kind of walking around checking on everything. And of course, some people are going to be like, well, the management works hard. I understand. But get the point that I'm trying to make here, okay? You're still on the bottom 2 levels. And yes, management is better than muscles, okay? But there is a better way. In fact, I need at least 10 people in the comments right now say, there is a better way. Okay, so now that we understand, okay, I need to level up. I can't just like trade my time for my dollars, and I can't just think I'm gonna like do something cool by, maybe I'm gonna climb the ladder and become a manager one day. You need to level up to the next level, because at levels 3 and 4, this is where you can begin to start generating wealth very, very rapidly. How many of you would like to know the rapid ways to make wealth so that you can begin to master the art of making money? If that's you, drop it in the comments. Say, that's me, that's me, that's me. Okay, so let's go. Let's level up to levels 3 and 4. Okay, so now that we've understood, okay, muscles or time and effort, that's kind of like the slowest, hardest way to make money. Management, it's a little bit better, right? But it's basically still underneath like the break point. So where do you really learn how to start making serious money quickly, easily? Well, this is the level that I like to call mouth, okay? Or in other words, communication. Like, think about this, okay? Singers, actors, okay? Public speakers, salesmen, saleswomen, okay? People who literally use their communication to bring value to people with their communication, they are the ones who start making crazy amounts of money. Like an actor, okay? An actor can be a part of a movie, and literally because they use their mouth, they communicated with their lines in the movie. Like, I remember hearing this crazy story, like James Earl Jones, okay, the guy who did, he did the voice of Mufasa in The Lion King, right? The dad lion, Simba's dad. He also was the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars. And I remember reading recently that this guy who voiced the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars, James Earl Jones, he made like a ton of money just for saying like 7 or 8 lines. And you would think like, oh, it's Darth Vader, like he said a bajillion lines. No, he literally only said like a dozen lines, like very small amount of lines. He communicated with his mouth and literally got paid millions of dollars for the rest of his life just because he used his mouth. He communicated. Same thing goes for artists. Like think about Taylor Swift, okay? Like Taylor Swift, she literally spends 3 minutes singing a song in a studio. She's using her mouth, right? She's communicating. She spends 3 minutes in a studio singing a song, and that 3 minutes of communicating or using her mouth in a studio, because the song's about 3.5, maybe 5 minutes on the longer song, right? Minutes. She's literally spending minutes to sing this song and use her mouth to communicate these emotions and these feelings through music. And then they put it out en masse, and now she's making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like salespeople, I have salespeople on my team right now who are making multiple six figures. I'm talking like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're making multiple six figures by literally just talking to people. Like they just have friendly conversations. I have a guy on my team right now that he recently closed a deal for us. He spent about 30 minutes on a call, and he closed a client for $50,000 for our company in 30 minutes. Like, okay, you might be like, oh man, well, you know, I got a really good job and they're paying me whatever, 20 bucks an hour, right? And I'm doing the muscles thing. Or you might even be like, well, I'm a manager and they're paying me whatever on the high end, $100 an hour. That's awesome. But guess what? When you learn how to level up, when you sharpen your communication skills, when you learn how to use your mouth, just like the guy on my team, okay, he had a 30-minute conversation and in 30 minutes made our company $50,000. Like, that can literally happen for anyone if you learn how to level up your skills. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? This guy, and by the way, I have closed deals communicating. I've done a phone call one time. It's like a 20-minute phone call, and I was able to serve this guy to super high level, and I closed a deal for $100,000. And by the way, that's not the only time I've ever done that. Right? I've closed multiple deals over the phone in 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, conversations, 100,000 here, 100,000 there, 50,000 here, 30,000 there, 150 here, whatever it is, right? And I'm telling you right now, like having a 30-minute conversation and making six figures in a 30-minute conversation is way easier than having to be the guy or the gal who scrubs dishes and mops the floor, or the construction worker who is breaking up the concrete in the heat of the summer, right? Or the manager who is like stressed out of their mind because they need to make sure everybody does their job. Like a 20, 30-minute conversation and making hundreds of thousands. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, is this making sense so far? So hard work alone, if you're taking notes, write this down, okay? If you're taking notes, write this down. Hard work alone will not make you rich, okay? In fact, I need at least 10 people in the comments right now. Say it in the comments. Hard work alone will not make you rich. Now, what I am not saying is, I am not saying that hard work is bad. Hard work is awesome. Hard work is necessary. You can't be a lazy worker. But I will tell you this, when you begin to master these different levels of making money, okay, every time you master the next level, making money becomes way easier. Like, think about that. Like, it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane to learn how to communicate, like sharpen those skills and have a 30-minute conversation and make 10,000. I have a student who texted me yesterday. It's amazing. He said, dude, I got on a phone call and I closed a client for $4,000 in one phone call. Took him like 40 minutes. Like, what? Do you imagine how long it would take you as a plumber, right? Or a mechanic. By the way, nothing wrong with being a plumber. Nothing wrong with being a mechanic. Nothing wrong with being a barista, right? But imagine how many hours you would have to work, because again, your time is connected to your dollar. You're trying to make money with your effort and your time, right? Imagine how many hours a construction worker would have to work in order to make $4,000, right? A ton, depending on how much they got paid per hour. Well, instead, you should master these different levels so that you can have a 45-minute conversation and, like my student, make $4,000 on the spot. Boom, right? Like, I'm telling you guys, I tell my students all the time, if you followed any of my trainings here, you hear me say it all the time, but I just have to continue to reiterate this because it is so true. It is easier to make a lot of money in a short amount of time than it is to make a little bit of money over a long period of time. And how do I know that's true? Because when you begin to understand and discover the money-making mastery levels, okay, then you're gonna start saying, I could either work like 3 weeks or a month as a construction worker in the heat of the summer, pounding hammers for 8 to 10 hours a day and make $4,000, or I could level up my skills and learn how to use my mouth or my communication and have a phone call for 30 minutes and make 50,000, right? So again, we have got to change the lens that we view money, making money through, from just like, oh, anyone who makes money fast, they're a scammer, right? No, they're not a scammer. They are moving and using a different and better operating system than you are. It's almost like somebody on a bike, okay? Someone on a bike going like, oh, anyone who goes faster than me on a bike, like that's impossible. And the person in the car just flies by them, right? Like, wait a second, they're a scammer because they have a car. No, they're not a scammer. They're in a better vehicle to go from point A to point B. Okay, are you getting this? If you're getting it, let me know in the comments. Say, I'm getting this. Okay, am I helping some people? Are you getting some value right now? Okay, think about that. Like, if all you ever knew was let's just even use this example. If all you ever knew was like walking and you're like trying to go from point A to point B, and you're like, anyone who does anything different than walking, even the fastest walker in the world, like to get from point A to point B, if you do it faster than this, you're a scammer. And then the guy on the bike passes you up. Pew! And you're like, what the heck? You're a scammer. No, he's not a scammer. He has a better vehicle to get from point A to point B. And the same thing goes for the guy on the bike. The guy on the bike, anyone who can go faster than a bike, they must be a scammer because the bike is the only way to get from point A to point B. And then the guy in the car passes them up. Phew, you're a scammer. No, he's not a scammer. He has a better vehicle that gets him from point A to point B. And then let's take it to another level. The guy in the car. Anyone who can go faster from point A to point B than a car, it's impossible. It doesn't exist. And if they do, they're a scammer. And then the jet passes him up, right? And you're like, what? So there's levels and levels and levels to this. It's not that people who make money fast are scammers. It's that they have a better vehicle. In fact, I need at least 10 people in the comments right now. Drop these words. I need a better vehicle. Like right now, if you're spinning your wheels and you feel stuck in your financial journey, all you've got to do, if you're walking, you need to find a bike, right? If you're on a bike, you need to get into a car. If you're in a car, you need to get into a jet, okay? Like there are better vehicles. There are better vehicles to do this. One of the best ways to do this is through mentorship, it's through coaching, it's through hiring mentors, connecting with coaches. By the way, I'm not in any way saying that you should connect with my stuff, but I do have a ton of options out there for you guys. From the lowest level to the highest level and everything in between. Here, free trainings, or you could even, be one of my top clients and pay 6 figures and everything in between, man. But whatever it is, you need a better vehicle than what you're in right now if you desire to go from point A to point B as fast as humanly possible, okay? So if you're ready to go up to level 4, okay, I want you to drop these words in the comments. Say, levels to the game. Levels to the game. Guys, there's levels to the game. Let's go up to the top level here. If you've made it this far into the training and you're enjoying it and you still haven't checked out my upcoming 5-day live virtual challenge, Create and Sell Digital Products, what is you doing? Check out this testimony right here of one of my current students. He took the information that I'm going to be sharing with you in the upcoming 5-day training to make $15,000 in one single week. Click the link down below, join as a VIP. We'll see you in the challenge. Now, back to the training. Level number 4, I love this one. Okay, level number 4, it's like a 2-for-1. Okay, level number 4 is whenever you use your mind and your money to make money. What? Your mind and your money, okay? So think about this, okay? Sorry, I'm gonna go back to the board here right quick, okay? These bottom two levels, this is the dungeon, man. This is where most people are trapped. You don't want to be trapped in there any longer. You've got to master the art of making money so that you can get up to these top two levels, because guys, this is where it gets really fun, really easy to make a lot of money quickly. Okay, so let's talk about the mind and the money, okay? So what's the mind and the money? Think about this, okay? I am thinking right now of a guy named Steve Jobs, okay? Steve Jobs, right? The founder of Apple, okay? This guy was insanely innovative. Like, he literally took things like the concepts of a beeper, a fax machine, a phone, a calendar, right? Like fonts, like beautiful fonts. He took calligraphy classes in college. He like took all of these amazing concepts together, and then he put them all together into one place. Like, I'm telling you right now, was it hard work? Sure. Did he need managers? Sure. Did he have to communicate to them? Sure. But more than anything, he needed to have creativity. He needed to use his mind to be able to create value in the marketplace. And because he used his creativity, his mind, to invent something, to create something that brought tremendous value to the market, then guess what? Now, this guy's company became the first $1 trillion company in modern history. Right now, as the recording of this video, Apple is worth over $3 trillion. Like, that is more than all of the money of America combined, right? Like, it's insane. One company, because a guy used his creativity. So real quick, and I'm gonna get to money here in a second as the 2 for 1, but let me break this down for you, okay? Check this out. Okay, so what is the contrast? What is the contrast between this level up here and this level down here? What's the contrast, okay? The contrast is this. Down here, you have your time connected to your dollar, okay? And therefore, like I said earlier, because you have something limited like time and effort connected to your dollar, then guess what? Your dollar will be limited. But up here, you have, okay, by the way, this is supposed to be a C, your creativity is connected to your dollar. So guess what? Because your creativity is unlimited, now your earning potential is unlimited. Right here, down here, you get into this vicious cycle. The only way I can make money is to give more time and more effort, right? And this is the bottom two levels, okay? But up here in the communication level and in the creativity level, right? So this is the C, communication and creativity. Now, it's not this laborious, oh my gosh, the only way to make more money is to work harder. No. The way to make more money on the upper two levels of the money making mastery pyramid is I need to be more creative. I need to get better at communicating, that's level 3, and I need to learn how to be more creative, that's the mind, level 4. And not only that, okay, as soon as you begin to get better at communication, level 3, and get better at using your creativity, which is level 4, you're going to begin to build an amazing amount of excess money, which is called capital. And guess what? You can take your capital and invest it into other businesses. You can invest it into the stock market. And then guess what now? You're not only is your mind and your mouth making money for you, but sorry, your mind and your mind and your mouth, not only is your mind and your mouth making money for you, but your money is making money for you, right? On the bottom levels of the money-making mastery pyramid, these bottom levels, you are working for money. But on the top two levels, your money begins to work for you. If you can get better at communication, if you can get better at creativity, then guess what? Money is it's a bonus at the top. It's a bonus at the top. Like you can, instead of what's way easier than building a business? Buying a business, right? You know, it's way better than trying to work extremely hard for your dollar. Have your dollar work extremely hard for you. like, Rick, how does this all work? Like, level up to the top 2 levels, start making money, and then take that money and invest into assets, right? Buy some rental properties, invest into the stock market, right? Like, buy some businesses, put more money into your business, invest into yourself, hire a coach, hire a mentor, join a mentorship program. Like, put your money to work for you. Most people are a slave to the money, but I don't know about you, but I want my money to be a slave to me, okay? Like, I say it like this, okay? Broke people, they're always chasing money. But wise people, because these top 2 levels, this is when you start moving into some wisdom, the top 2 levels, wise people, money chases them, okay? I don't chase money. I don't work for money. Money chases me. Money works for me, okay? So here's what I want to submit to you, okay? If you're tired of being in that hamster wheel of like the rat race, the hamster wheel of like, I'm trading my time for my dollars, the only way I can make more is like more effort or more time, or maybe I can climb the ladder and become a manager, make a little bit more an hour, you are going to have the hardest time ever trying to create wealth for you and your family. But instead, what you should do is you should invest into yourself, grow your skills, sharpen your skills, sharpen your mindset, sharpen your skill set, sharpen your tool set. That way you can level up to level 3 and level 4, which is to use your mouth or your communication, or to use your mind / your money, which is your creativity and your money power, okay? Guys, there you have it. These are the 4 levels to money-making mastery. Let me know down in the comments which one of these was your favorite. Which one of these levels are you on? By the way, there's no shame in any of this. I have been in every single one of these levels, right? Everyone has to start somewhere, but I'm telling you, you can ascend the money-making mastery pyramid faster than you know it. One of the best ways you can do that is to stay plugged into the channel right here, because I am bringing you videos all the time, trying to give you as much value as humanly possible. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next training.